can two young women be walking along the street in the late afternoon and then simply disappear? There will have been people around, someone must have seen them, yet they just seem to have vanished into thin air.
Now, can you help please find Iwona Kaminska? She's 20 and she's from Poland. She arrived in London on July the 9th last year with a 6-month visa for an extended holiday, except she went missing 4 days later.
So in the last video I spoke about Levi Bellfield confessing to the murder of Elizabeth Chau and there being a connection, or him having a supposed connection to Hanwell, which is not too far from where Elizabeth Chau went missing. But I wouldn't believe a word Levi Bellfield says anyway, so I done a bit more digging and found this interview by his sister from 2016.
My name's Anne-Marie Bellfield, and Levi Bellfield, the monster, is my half-brother. Manipulative, psychotic, cruel, unfeeling. I can't think of any more derogatory things to say about him. 2 girls disappeared in Ealing. Back, I think, 99 and 2000. And they just completely disappeared off of the street. And at that time, Levi Bellfield had a clamping business in West Ealing, which was in the area that they disappeared from. And I do believe somehow he is linked to those cases.
Now bear in mind that interview was in 2016 and most people thought Andreas Kanowski was responsible for these missing girls. Now just because his sister said something doesn't make it true. She could be getting paid by a sensationalist media company to say anything. So I done my own digging and here's what I found. On the 4th of the 6th 1998, Levi Bellfield appointed himself director of a company called Atlas Ocean Air Limited, and by digging some more I found out that this company was registered at the time Elizabeth Chau went missing to 2A Sinclair House, the Avenue, Ealing, W13 8NT. Now the white icon of the body is where Elizabeth Chau was last seen. The green icon is her house. The white arrow is where Levi Bellfield was a director of a company and where this company was registered to at the time Elizabeth Chau went missing, which is 0.3 miles away from where she lived. So from my research, the green icon is where Elizabeth Chau lived. Now the red pins, this is from 1999, this aerial view. The red pins are car parks that Elizabeth Chau had to potentially walk through to get home. So was Levi Bellfield out clamping at the time and Elizabeth Chau happened to walk past him? So this is where Elizabeth Chau lived. This car park's still there today. So imagine Elizabeth Chau had to walk through here and Levi Bellfield happened to be in here car clamping. So I looked at the area at the time where Lola Shankoya went missing. You can see a green little patch of grass. That's where she got off the bus. On the top right there's a green, that's where she got off the bus. And the red icons, there's nothing but car parks in 2021. Did Lola Shankoya have to walk through a car park? Now does this car park theory explain why these women don't match Levi Bellfield's blonde-haired victim type? Because these were opportunist kidnappings, and these latter attacks he stalked the victims. Because I always wondered, in fact I said it in one of my earlier videos, who goes out between 5 and 6 o'clock and kidnaps women? But if Levi Bellfield happened to be around here and he's got a van, or maybe he positioned himself in car parks where he knew women would walk by, And to the average person just walking by, he looks like a car clamper. And I always said whoever committed these crimes is just part of the furniture, that they're able to maneuver in these areas without raising suspicion. They literally just blend in, because how can you kidnap 2 or 3 women between 5 and 6 in a busy area? You have to be, or have the ability to blend into the area without raising suspicion. Levi Bellfield could do that, and he's got a van. And not only can he do that, he can give off the impression that he's actually an official in the area, especially if he's wearing a high V vest. An authority. So he's literally beyond suspicion. So I done some more digging to find out if I could find information about car clamping at that time, late 90s, early 2000s, around Ealing. And it turns out that area was a hotbed for cowboy clampers at the time. Here's an article from the Gazette, Friday, July the 24th, 1998, and the Gazette is Ealing's local newspaper. One part of John Prescott's speech that I will be paying close attention to is the announcement about curbs on cowboy wheel clampers. In Ealing, we've suffered the very worst of its breed, as anyone who has slowed down for a minute outside Ealing Broadway station will attest. In fact, there's numerous articles about people complaining about cowboy clampers in the late 90s around Ealing, where Elizabeth Chau and Lola Shankoya was last seen. Now, if you remember the first episode in this series, I said whoever kidnapped Iwona Kamiska must have done it quick, because there's CCTV up and down the road she worked on. Turns out there's a car park right behind where she works as well. Now, this is all speculation, but it's a fact that there's a paper trail linking Levi Bellfield to Ealing in 1999. Now, according to Bellfield, he's hid Elizabeth Chau's body somewhere near Kempton Racecourse, somewhere within the white boundary. Now, does Levi Bellfield have a link to that area? Yes, the yellow icon is his childhood home. Now, this would fit in from a geographical and psychological profiling sense, being an area that he knows and an area that he's comfortable in.